interesting part of this is the lifetime of these types of roles. And this is an immature field. It's only just emerging. We're only really seeing now these roles coming out. But once it becomes part of everyday behaviors, you no longer need these dedicated functions. Like Salesforce has the Office for Ethical and Humane Use within their organization. And they're a massive organization. They've got a reasonably decent team. They're one of the most mature organizations in this field. But in 5-7 years, ideally that function dissolves because it's become part of everyday behaviors. It's embedded in the way that people their ways of working. And that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of resources.
So the goal
Salesforce has the budget, right?
For a chief ethics officer would be to make their role obsolete in 5 to 10 years, right? So if you do your job right, you become basically unnecessary because the entire company adopts this kind of behavior. We could wish similar for a lot of roles from sustainability, inclusivity, and all of that we wouldn't need them because they just become the way we do business, the way we do whatever it is that we are doing, right?
Yeah, it becomes part of the acronym BAU, business as usual.
Yeah, the new default.
Yeah, the new default, the default mode, the default network of culture within an organization. Make yourself redundant if you're in that role, and that takes a lot of time. Being patient with these efforts. The real paradigm shifts in thinking are very rare within the organization. Smaller organizations like a startup that's a little bit more agile and can move quick and adapt quick, 5 to 9 kind of employee scale, they can go through a paradigm shift as a result of new ways of thinking being introduced and discussion. So the cultural change across that network of 5 to 9 people, like that can happen relatively quick. Whereas if you got an employee count, a head count of like 15,000, 20,000 people, it takes a long time for that to permeate through, and you won't see paradigm shifts. You'll see incremental change. I think patience in that transformation, that metamorphosis becomes part and parcel of doing the work.